Edgar Cayce's January 2026 warning. The energy shift begins, but it's not really the kind of warning you might think. So, Edgar Cayce, one of my favorite prophets, he predicted that January 2026 would mark the beginning of the greatest energy shift humanity has ever experienced. We've been feeling it. It's happening. And the signs are already appearing. He said this month would trigger a planetary convergence that would activate dormant abilities in millions of people. And what's happening right now is exactly what he's described over 80 years ago. Are you ready for this? This is great stuff. There's a lot to get excited about. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube. I help you break through fears. I'm here to raise the frequency of the planet, and so are you. So hello, beautiful souls. Oh my goodness, what I'm about to share with you today is going to blow your mind. So I hope that you will subscribe because I'm going to continue on this journey of not just talking about what's to come, but how we are directly affecting it. So don't feel like you are helpless or this is just going to happen to us. It is beautiful, and we're going in the right direction. Also, I want to share with you, if you're feeling lost right now, if you're feeling hopeless, not only is this video going to help you to get that back in check, going that high frequency, but I have Mind Over Money, the Abundance Accelerator, free quiz you can take. Find out if you're limiting yourself. We need to go into this new era abundant. And it's just a story. Go down, click, go into my email list. It's free. Find out what's happening here and get a free masterclass. Also, I have free inspiration to help you break through fear. And also, Digital Explorers will help you create income doing something purposeful. I'm hitting every area of your life. So click, subscribe, like, and keep getting these videos because I'm going to keep you updated on what's happening because it is not in stone. So now many of you watched my December 2025 video about Edgar Cayce's predictions, and the response was incredible. So many of you commented asking, what did he say about January 2026? Yes, we want to hear about January 2026. Well, buckle up because January is when everything Cayce predicted starts to accelerate. All right, so it's not just one thing that happens. This has been happening. It has been coming, and now we're going to see acceleration that's going to blow your mind. So before we dive in, I want to address something important. This is not a gloom and doom prophecy. What Edgar Cayce described for January 2026 is actually the most empowering spiritual event of our lifetime. This is about awakening, not ending. And so many people have taken his predictions and only heard about the cataclysmic events. Those are never going to happen just in one moment. Many of those are gradual. Mother Earth, well, she grows older just like the rest of us, but we can actually control that too. We'll talk more about that. So let's break down exactly what Cayce said about January 2026, why it matters to you specifically, and the three things you need to do to prepare for this energy shift. I'm counting on you. So we're going to talk about the geomagnetic awakening. Edgar Cayce's readings describe January 2026 as the month when Earth's magnetic field would begin a dramatic shift. This is so important. Everything is energy, right? Frequencies and vibrations, and ours counts. Now, this isn't about poles flipping overnight. It's about a gradual but accelerating change in planetary frequencies. NASA has actually already said this is happening. And yes, just gradually, just slightly, right? Here's what's fascinating. Cayce said this geomagnetic shift would directly affect human consciousness. How cool is that? He described it as the veil thinning, where the barrier between physical and spiritual awareness becomes more permeable. All right, what does that mean? Well, everything's just energy. There's no dividing line. But when something elevates, it affects everything. So what this means for you, increased intuitive downloads and psychic experiences. Get ready. I've been having them. I shared them in my past videos. Crazy stuff's going on. I say it and it shows up. Go watch those videos. Some crazy stuff's been going on here, okay? Vivid dreams with prophetic elements. I told you guys I went into dream state to find where my glasses were. Now, I didn't misplace them. They actually fell someplace that I didn't even know about. You can access all this information. I mean, you can use it every day. You're going to have prophetic dreams. You're going to be more vivid. Pay attention. I'd start writing them down if I were you. Heightened sensitivity to energy and emotions. Now, that can work a little bit, not so great sometimes, but being sensitive to this means that tune into it. You'll know what's going on. Go into your heart center. Physical symptoms like ringing in ears, sleep disruptions, heart palpitations. That's energy, right? Electromagnetic field. And we are that. So, of course, it could affect your heart. Don't freak out about this stuff. So, current evidence is unfolding. So, let's talk about the magnetic field activity. I looked this up. The World Magnetic Model 2025 was released December 24, providing updated navigational data as Earth's magnetic field continues to shift. It continues to shift. Magnetic north has decelerated from moving 31 miles per year to just 22 miles per year over the past 5 years, after previously accelerating dramatically between 1999 and 2005. What does that mean? We are part of the reason why that's happening. The North Pole's magnetic position shifts about 45 kilometers northwest each year, and the polar magnetic field has been changing rapidly over the past decade. What's causing that? They don't know. We are affecting that directly. Let's talk about solar flare activity. It's been exceptionally high, and it hit a record with 2024. We're still here, right? You're seeing all these, videos, solar flares, like nobody even talks about it. So there were over 50 occurring throughout the year. The most powerful was a X9 magnitude blast on October 3rd of 2024. So what does this mean? So far, nothing. Solar maximum is expected to continue well into 2025 and potentially into 2026. Unless we have a major blast, could take some things out for a while. No biggie, right? Let's talk about the Schumann resonance. Earth's natural electromagnetic frequency, around 7.83 hertz, has shown notable fluctuations. On December 29th, 2024, an X1.1 class solar flare caused noticeable spikes in Schumann resonance intensity. I think it's working in our favor. I do. I think the solar flares, the sun, is affecting the Schumann resonance along with ourselves and boosting it. That's just my theory. It's showing clear increases in power levels aligned with the timing of the solar flare. We're electromagnetic bodies, right? We have our own field. We can feed off of this. This does not have to be a negative. Get away from all those crazy videos that tell you otherwise. On June 15, 2025, monitoring stations observed unusual bright and intense patterns in the Schumann resonance with pronounced activity across higher harmonics, likely driven by both increased global lightning activity and elevated solar flare activity, including multiple M-class flares. That might mean absolutely nothing to you, but all I can tell you, it affects us and we're affecting it. Earth, the sun, all the planets have their own mission, their own journey, and we all interact. And I think it's all good. The key here is understand that these physical symptoms aren't something wrong with you. They're signs you're upgrading. And I think all these things are actually contributing. Let's talk about the Hall of Records timeline. Now, this is where it gets really exciting. So Edgar Cayce made specific predictions about the Hall of Records beneath the Sphinx in Egypt. We've been talking about this. He said that when humanity reached a certain level of consciousness, these ancient records would be discovered. All right? It's not like, oh, it's going to happen this time or this. It's resting on our consciousness. We got to get it in check, peeps. In his readings, Cayce indicated that 2026 would be a pivotal year for this discovery. And January specifically would mark the beginning of preparation energies that would lead to the unveiling. We cannot allow the craziness going on out there to divide us, to place us into judgment, separation, pointing fingers, anger or fear. We have to stick to our high frequency, focus, love, and compassion, helping one another, being a community. We can do this. In fact, the craziness that's going on is actually pushing us, I know it is here in the United States, to come together, to create something beautiful. So it has positive effects. The darkness can have a positive effect on us. It pushes us to truly want to return to the light. And that's what's happening now. So let's see what Cayce said about the Hall of Records. What do they contain? Ancient Atlantean wisdom and technology. Well, they blew themselves up, so we're not going to do that, are we? No. So, blueprints for humanity's next evolutionary leap. We're going to leap. We're going to go into that golden era. They talk about just decades of a beautiful, peaceful planet. It awaits us. It is possible. We can do this. Proof of advanced civilizations predating known history. I think we're already finding that out. Activation codes for human DNA upgrades. We know we've got the DNA sitting there, it's not being used. Guess what? It is there for a reason. It's being activated. So why January 2026 matters? Cayce described this month as when those who are ready would begin receiving downloads of this ancient wisdom before the physical discovery. In other words, the information is being released energetically first. Pretty cool. Did you read my book? That was a total download. I was just a person receiving the information that we all have access to. You will start to get information like this. If you want to, this might be the last spiritual book you ever have to read. So signs you're receiving these downloads. Sudden knowing about ancient civilizations. You're just going to know things. It's just going to make sense. It's all going to click. Dreams of Egypt, Atlantis, or ancient temples. I've had those. It's exciting. It's beautiful. I don't know where they came from. I've been having them for years. Unexplained knowledge about healing or energy work. And you might actually have your own spontaneous healing or think about something with somebody else for somebody else and they heal. This is going to accelerate. Strong pull towards sacred geometry or ancient symbols. We're going to connect to them. We're going to explore them more. We're going to start to understand what they mean. So prediction number 3, the consciousness evolution markers. Edgar Cayce described January 2026 as a marker month, a time when humanity would collectively reach a tipping point in consciousness evolution. One of the last chapters in my book is called The Tipping Point. You can find out exactly what that means. He said by this month, enough people would have awakened that a critical mass would be achieved. Tipping point. This is based on the concept that when a certain percentage of a population shifts consciousness, it affects the entire collective. All right? The January 2026 markers Cayce described mass spiritual awakenings happening simultaneously worldwide. Spiritual awakening, it's just going to start happening. You wake up and you're like, wow, things look different. Increased telepathic connections between awakened individuals. We're going to be like our neighbors at some point. We won't have to talk anymore, right? That's why their mouths aren't that big. Children being born with heightened abilities, we're already seeing it. Even those that we say have disabilities, they're not disabled at all. Technology breakthroughs that align with spiritual principles. Collapse of old systems that no longer serve humanity's evolution. We're seeing it. It's been a history of our planet. Get ready for that because what we want to do now, focus on creating the new. Pattern interrupt. Let's address the fear. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Landria, this sounds scary. Systems collapsing. What does that mean for my life? I'm sorry. Did you think the system was working for us? Hello. Here's the truth. What Cayce described, it's not destruction. It's transformation. Think of it like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. The caterpillar's old form has to dissolve for the butterfly to emerge, and that's what's happening to humanity right now. It has to go. It has to go. So don't cling to it. It's the material with it does not serve the masses. It doesn't serve the masses, okay? Service to others, and there's no lack for abundance. Go down and take my quiz. There is no such thing as lack. It is created to keep people down and in their place. Spiritual people shouldn't make money. Imagine what would happen if the spiritual people who thought that way were truly abundant in a material world. The systems collapsing are the ones built on fear, control, and separation. Why? It's unstable. It cannot survive. It's impossible. What's emerging are systems built on love, freedom, and unity. You're not losing anything real. You're gaining everything authentic. So let's talk about prediction number 4, physical awakening symptoms. So this is important and it ties directly into what many of you have been experiencing lately. And I talk about the dark night of the soul. If you haven't seen that video, it might look scary. It's not. It is actually telling you that that is a step of awakening that takes you to the even higher enlightenment stage. Edgar Cayce predicted that as we move through this energy shift, people would experience specific physical symptoms. But here's the key. He described these symptoms as positive signs of spiritual upgrading, not problems to fix. All right. I used to get these I call them energy surges at night. Like, I guess that's what happens when you go out of body. I didn't know that. Huge surge, like electricity going through my body, and it would come and go. The January 2026 activation symptoms Cayce described are extreme fatigue. We have human bodies, followed by bursts of creative energy, changes in sleep patterns, waking at 3 to 4 a.m. specifically. Hello. Dietary shifts, suddenly craving or rejecting certain foods, heightened sensitivity to light, sound, and electromagnetic fields, pressure in the third eye area or crown chakra, heart palpitations or chest pressure. Always check with your doctor first. Digestive changes as your body releases old energies. I know I'm going through that. Why this matters. Cayce said January 2026 would be when these symptoms intensify for many people because the planetary frequencies are accelerating. It affects your body. This is just science. Your body is literally recalibrating to hold higher vibrations. Thus, the DNA, there's no junk DNA. It's there, prepared for what's coming next. What to do about it? Rest when you need to. Your body's doing massive energetic work. If I need to take a nap, I take a nap. All right? Just if you have to sleep, sleep. If you wake up and you're not tired, get up, go write a book like I do. Drink more water than usual. Oh yeah, I go through about, 4 pitchers of this big a day. Make sure you use a filter. I have one down there with a discount that takes 87 poisons out of your water. Don't use just anything. This will help you clear old cellular memories. Spend time in nature. It helps ground these new frequencies. Go walk in the grass. I do it. Trust the process. Your soul chose to be here for this exact moment. There's things we just don't know. That's the fun part. If we knew everything, why would we come here? It's like knowing the whole book and then saying, go ahead and read it. No, you just told me the whole book. The planetary convergence is prediction number 5. Finally, Edgar Cayce described January 2026 as a month of planetary convergence. It's a rare alignment of cosmic energies that would amplify everything we've been discussing. He said this convergence would create a window of opportunity. I love the word opportunity, where spiritual growth that normally takes years could happen in weeks. It's like the universe is offering us an accelerated path. That means karma. Karma can be cleared up. You don't have to keep coming back for that. You can clear it up. Say, I'm done with this. I need to rectify this. Say, I'm sorry to somebody. Hug somebody that you hated. It can be cleared up immediately. It's going to be accelerated. So what this convergence activates, dormant DNA strands coming online. This is actually happening. Scientists are seeing this. Soul contracts and life purposes becoming crystal clear. Digital Explorers, we help you find your purpose. We monetize it so you do it for a living. Twin flame and soulmate connections intensifying. That's pretty cool. Manifestation abilities amplifying dramatically. Maybe you want to explore that a little more, huh? Past life memories resurfacing for healing. I have past life memories and they aren't on this planet. The January 2026 opportunity. Cayce emphasized that this window is temporary but powerful. It's temporary. You got to take advantage of it. Those who consciously work with these energies during January will experience quantum leaps in their spiritual evolution. Don't be afraid of it. There's nothing to, you never have anything to fear. The darkness, the light, it's all the one source, anyways. It can't harm you. You're perfect. This isn't about being special or chosen. It's about being ready. And if you're watching this video right now, you're ready. So, three actionable preparation steps. Okay, so we've covered what Edgar Cayce predicted for January. Let's talk about the three specific things you need to do to prepare for and maximize this energy shift. So, create a daily grounding practice starting now through January. Commit to 10 minutes daily of grounding. This could be walking barefoot on the earth, meditation with focus on root chakra. You know where the root chakra is, like down on your tailbone. Breath work, 4-7-8 breath pattern, right? 4-7-8, you know about that? Go look it up. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Visualization of roots growing from your feet into the earth. Oh my gosh, have you done this? I did it one time. I was meditating, and honestly, it was the most profound experience. I felt my roots from my feet going into the earth, and it just this mind-blowing experience. Give it a try. Maybe we'll explore that. Why? The higher frequencies you're integrating, the more important grounding becomes. Think of yourself as a lightning rod. You need to be anchored to safely channel these energies. So step 2, clear your energetic field between now and January. Do deep clearing of physical space. Declutter your home. I have a channel called Chic Sustainability, which I haven't posted often, and I show you how to do all that. More stuff's going out, sharing, emotional baggage, journal, therapy, forgiveness work. Do what you got to do. Take one of my courses. I make it pretty easy for you. I'm a lot cheaper than a therapist. Digital noise, social media detox, news, fast. I don't watch the, well, I do once in a while just to sort of see what's going on for you, but I don't watch the garbage. Toxic relationships, set boundaries or release them. You got to do this. Yeah, okay, just get no more baggage. Digital noise, just shut it all down. So why? Cayce said the January energies would amplify whatever you're holding. So clear the old to make space for the new. It's going to amplify it. Clean out everything. No toxins in your house. Guys, go to my Amazon store. I don't use anything with plastic or toxins. You can purchase them there and you get some discounts too. Set your intention for January 2026. Write down specifically what you want to activate during this window. What abilities do you want to develop? What clarity do you need about your life purpose? What healing do you want to complete? What reality do you want to manifest? Do you want to stop your limitations? Go take my quiz, Mind Over Money, because it's not just about money. It's about relationships, getting better jobs, being qualified for certain things, self-worth. We clear it out. No reason to walk around with those silly stories. So why? The convergence energies respond to conscious intention. Those who enter January with clear intentions will experience the most dramatic shifts. So let's recap what Edgar Cayce predicted for January. A geomagnetic awakening that activates dormant abilities. The Hall of Records timeline beginning with energetic downloads. Consciousness evolution reaching critical mass. Physical symptoms as signs of spiritual upgrading. A planetary convergence creating an accelerated growth window. And your 3 preparation steps: daily grounding practice, clear your energetic field, set clear intentions. Beautiful souls, we are living in the most extraordinary time in human history. What Edgar Cayce saw over 80 years ago is unfolding right now, and you're here to be a part of it. Now, I want to hear from you. What symptoms have you been experiencing? Drop a comment, let me know. I read every single one. You probably noticed that. That's me, not somebody else. And I promise you're not alone in this. And if you found this valuable, please give it a thumbs up so YouTube knows to share it with more people who need this information. And then my views will start to go back up to what they used to be before the algorithms change. And we're going to tell YouTube, we want more empowerment. We want positivity, inspiration, motivation. And we want to share with others that we are in control of this future. And it's happening now. Oh, and one more thing. Edgar Cayce's February 2026 prediction about the Hall of Records is even more specific. He described exact signs that would appear. Oh, I'm so excited. Should I cover that next? Comment February if you want me to dive into that. So I'll see you in the next video, beautiful souls. Until then, trust the process, honor your journey, and remember, you chose to be here for this exact moment. Sending you so much love and light. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's from the Master Key System. Namaste.